Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're talking about screwdrivers and a simple grading system I'm using to grade them between the quality of the tip, how much abuse they've handled, and the quality of the handle. I view hand size as a very important aspect in what screwdrivers you're gonna like. But at the end of the day, guys, it's whatever works for you, your budget allows, and we're gonna talk about a little bit about prices too. So I'll see you guys in a few seconds, and let's hop to it. Hey guys, let's talk the Harbor Freight. The Harbor Freight is about $8 or so, $8 to $10 on the particular one I got. I haven't bought the Icon, or I had the Quinn ones for a little bit, like one of the first early editions, and I threw those in the trash. I'm not gonna lie, I was really disappointed in them. However, the handle's comfortable, okay. I still give it a 2, and the quality of them is subpar at best. The gripper part always wears off after they start drying out, and you get some oil and whatnot, and they just wear out really quick. I give it 2 out of 5. However, what I like to do though is heat them up, take this part out, and I use the handle part on a file. So they're still useful. They're just not what I consider professional grade. I mean, on short, if you're just a new guy starting out, no one's really going to judge you too much on them, but I suggest if you're going to be torquing on a screwdriver every single day, you get something that's super comfortable to you. Let's talk the Klein 1101. Everyone should own them. If you should own the whole set, it's up to debate. I would recommend the 1101 and the 6-in-1 stubby though. Those are one of the better ones of that style you can have, especially if you're HVAC, and then you have all the different bits you can throw in there, and it's the best bang for your buck. And I think everyone should just honestly have one. Quality wise, the handle, my hand size is just a little small for them, I feel like, and maybe that's just my personal preference, you know. I would give it, I'd say a 4 out of 5 though. In terms of quality, everyone obviously buys them, so they're obviously good. The tips though, I've broken a few of these, but it's just the 11 is the only Klein one that I have, so take that up for as it is. So let's talk the commercial electric. The insulated ones, that's the only ones of those that I own. I bought them for about $15 for the set of 3. I had the Robinson's tip break, so the quality tips I put in suspect. The handle quality is kind of like the Klein, same size. So my 8.5 hand size is just a little small. They don't have any give. It's almost using a hard plastic one, so they're not comfortable. And if I had to use this every single day, I would get something else. The handle, like as terms of lasting, it's been okay. I had this set for about a year, use it off and on at the house, but I mean, obviously you can tell it's seen some use. Other than that, they haven't been that bad. So if I was like a apartment maintenance technician where I didn't have to do stuff, use insulated screwdrivers very often, I would think it'd be just fine. If I was going to do it a lot though, like when I was doing industrial, you would just anyway, just to be safe, because you don't ever get into a panel or with all the DC, you might touch 2 things at once. So I use the Wiha set a ton, and I love that way more. So out of total quality, I would give this one a 2, quite honestly, guys. I would rather just spend an extra $20 and get a solid set. These are the demolitions for Lenox. It's about $15 for a pair of them. Obviously, I used it a lot. I still do. I've been using it to help with my painting at the house recently, but the quality on the handle is really awesome, especially if you're doing industrial, just because I wasn't always dealing with hydraulics every single day, so my screwdrivers and stuff didn't have to be hard plastic, and these lasted just fine. And these can take quite a bit of abuse because they're a little harder on the plastic, but they're more comfortable in my hand, so I like them a lot more than a lot of the other screwdrivers. So in the end, I give it a 4 out of 5. The tips have been great. They got this little, you can't really see it on this one, but they got this little etching on them, almost kind of like a Wera wood. A little rougher, so they really grab on the screws and everything like that. So even if the screws are a little deteriorated, they still grip really good. So in the end, guys, like I said, I give it a 4 out of 5, and guys, I recommend getting these as a demolition screwdriver. Let's talk the Cummins tool screwdriver set. You can only find them on eBay that I've found, about $35. For that much money though, I would rather get something else. Just kind of like the Harbor Freight ones, these little balls, they start wearing out. The other problem with them is obviously just availability. I've had these things for 10 years, guys, and they're still going strong. I haven't abused them too much because they're my home use ones, but most of the balls are still intact on the ones I don't use every single day. But if I was going to use this in the industrial fields, these things would dry out, get oil on them. They wouldn't last very long. The quality of the tips though, have been amazing, and I do like how they're kind of like a demolition screwdriver in the regards that they're metal all the way through. So that is really handy, really nice. So I would give it a good 3 out of 5. Just again, guys, based on the ability of just to be able to find them is just almost non-existent. So see you in the next one. Hey guys, let's talk ideal. It's about $12 for this one screwdriver that I got. I got it at the warehouse. So they try to be kind of like a Klein. Most people can't really tell the difference when you just glance at it anyways. My tape's on here just so I can identify this is the one that I didn't care much for. So the problem is kind of like with the Klein. The little handle part here breaks off. I had to super glue this on. Other than that, I mean, it's been okay-ish. I got it as an ECX bit, like a Milwaukee 11-1 has an EXP bit also for conduit and stuff. And that 11-1 works way better than this tip. I've been really disappointed in this one. I bought it because I was doing a lot of conduit at the time, and obviously I don't care much for it. Other than that, it has some other ideal stuff that's been okay. The tip is obviously really, I give it a 1. This particular one has been disappointing to me. The handle though I feel like a little bit smaller than the Klein, so I feel like it's more comfortable in my hand, so I give that a 3. So overall I give it a 2 to 3. But guys, like, if you were like, I don't want to spend all the money on a Klein, but I still want a decent screwdriver, then in your warehouse has ideal, I don't think that's a bad idea. They do a lot of stuff for, like, when I was at school, they give us a lot of discounts so we can get a lot of tools we needed at the time, and some of them I still have around, but most of them I've replaced since then. But everyone's results might vary, man. I mean, a lot of the guys I still talk to a lot still use like their linesmen and stuff like that, and they still think they're just fine. So most of us replaced the screwdrivers. At the time, I needed a Robinson's square tip, so I went to Menards because that was the closest thing to me, and I got one of their screwdrivers. I got the hard plastic one because they didn't have any soft cushion ones when I was needed one, so it's what I got. Handle on the hard plastics is obviously, unless you have like a really nice snap-on or a blue point or something like that, it's usually subpar, and this is not the greatest if you want to use it every single day. And when you start sweating, your hands start slipping and everything like that. So unless you need a hard plastic, guys, I would not recommend a hard plastic handle. I don't have anything else Mastercraft, right? Masterforce. So it's hard for me to judge the screwdriver on that. The tips have been just fine. I've used it so many times, countless times, that I think it's just fine. I got it for like $4, so like I'm not disappointed in it. I just wish at the time I had a cushion grip handle. It fits perfectly though in my hands, like one of the better fitting ones because my hand size. So in the end, guys, I give it a 3 out of 5 just because the hard plastic. Let's talk the Husky. I gave my Husky set away to a coworker of mine. He still uses it. He actually talked to him about 2 weeks ago. He's gonna start replacing some of it just because after a year, they've just really taken a beating, and he does a lot of fabrication. So all the metal shavings and everything like that, oil, tapping fluid, all that kind of stuff really takes a beating on screwdrivers handles like this. He said the tips and everything are holding up just fine. It's just the handles are starting to deteriorate. So for $20, guys, you get a hard year's use out of it. That's great. If you're just starting out or a homeowner and go like, I need a screwdriver set, well, just go spend the $20 and get the Husky ones, guys. You're not going to be disappointed. You got in the field, and as an electrician, no one's going to give you a hard time. They might joke around or whatever, but they're really not going to judge you for having Husky. You just be like, hey guys, like, so what I got, the money I got, and so what I got. I give it a good 3 out of 5. The solid set. Just go ahead and get one, guys, if you need it. All right, guys, this is my chisel. My screwdriver. So I use it every single day. This is my second one of these. I bought both pairs twice now, and I love them. I bought the Lenox because I couldn't find one, and that was the closest thing to me, and I've been pretty happy with the Lenox too. So I'd recommend either of them, to be honest with you, but I love the Milwaukee one. The handle isn't quite as nice as Lenox. The tip on it has been great. Like I said, I use it as a chisel every single day, and it's held up just fine. The only reason I had to get a new one is because one of my coworkers borrowed it and broke about right there on it. So he's using way too much as a pry bar, and he should have got a real pry bar. But I use it as a chisel and a pry bar every single day, and the hard plastic really makes it nice because, or not hard plastic, it's metal, sorry. Makes it really nice because that way you don't ruin the handle as fast. So it's my everyday carry. I use it, love it, and for being like $12, $13 for a pair of them at Home Depot, guys, it's really not hard to go bad on those. So in terms of demolition screwdriver, I give it a 4 out of 5. In terms of regular screwdriver, I've borrowed a few of the other guys' Milwaukee ones, and the handles just seem a little rough to me. I don't care much for their handles. I don't think it's ham size or anything like that. I think it's just more of my personal preference because I'm just used to the Wiha, Weras, and all those kind of things that I just don't feel them as comfortable at all. Let's talk about the Wera, the ones I think are the best you can buy, and I paid a whole $40 I think after taxes for a whole set of 5. I love them. I'll never go back. They're just perfect in any way, in my opinion. The handles are great. The only issue I have is with the tips once in a while, with the laser etching. Sometimes the cheaper screws you can get in there and you start really torquing down, the laser etching will start ripping them out. A small price to pay whenever you're in your opposite situation where you're trying to get a rusted screw out and the other screws start rounding off. You stick that laser one in there and you torque it out, and everyone's like, oh, I didn't know you can get that one out. I'm like, yeah, that's why I spent the money on a good pair, not the Harbor Freight one. So the Weras are my everyday screwdriver. I love them. And just keep in mind, if you get some IKEA furniture and you're putting it together, just go easy on the torquing. Don't really like crank on it because you'll start ripping them out because of the cheaper product, or inexpensive product, I should say. I also have the ratcheting one. It's great. Love it. I use it almost every single day. It's comfortable, perfect, and you can easily just switch, bam. And it's got the interchangeable bits. I actually have the Klein's ones in here right now, but I love it. They're great. So in terms of handle, like I said, I've used them hydraulic, everything. I've had these almost 5 years and they're still going strong. I clean them a lot with WD-40 and whatnot, and cleaning with Lysol wipes, stuff like that. So I keep very good care of these, and they've treated me wonders the whole time. So guys, and the best bang for your buck, I have to say it's the Wera. So let's talk briefly about the security bet set by Klein. It's one of the best you can buy. I know you can get the Harbor Freight one. I have one, and I'll do a review of it. I had the big case, like the 160-piece set or whatever, 140-piece set. And I always went to this one. The holes are just a little bit off on those. Sometimes are really annoying, and you start rounding things out, and it just gets very agitating. So, hey guys, just go buy the $20. I think is what I paid for this one. Well, security bet set, and you'll love it. It's got the Torx. It's got everything you need on it, especially with a lot of the safety stuff on like your e-stops and whatnot. This guy's works perfect. Just go buy it. It's comfortable. Interchangeable bits, obviously. Perfect. So now let's talk about some other honorable mentions here. Harbor Freight 6-in-1. It's okay. I use it around the house. It's fine. The bubbles wear out, but it's so cheap, guys. Just throw it away. The tips, though, a little suspect. It's kind of like buying a Ryobi set. You get what you pay for. So usually 9 times out of 10, it's enough. But you deal with some of the older stuff that's been around a long time. It's going to start deteriorating, or somebody's screwed in a few times and whatnot, and it's not the greatest. I mean, if you're putting together some IKEA set, let's go get a little cheap Harbor Freight 6-in-1. It's fine. Let's talk this thing here. So ratcheting, a little stubby, guys. I don't care much for it. It's got the holes right here, so when you go torque, your fingers slide in there and you start hurting yourself, and it's not the greatest. If I'm going to get a stubby, guys, I'm going to get the ideal ratcheting one. I actually had that for a little bit until it grew legs and walked off. It was perfect. The other one is the Klein stubby 6-in-1, guys. Just go get that one too. Other one's perfect, guys. Just go get those, and I wouldn't waste your money on the Milwaukee little ratcheting one. It's hard to get the bits out and everything else. Just get like the normal 6-in-1. Just pop, 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 pop. Let's talk the Wiha, one of the best insulated screwdriver sets you can buy for $35. And hands down, they're kind of like one of those go-to that everyone gets. Obviously, I've abused mine to the point where I should replace them. I got electrical tape on them. I know that's pretty poor taste, and I should replace them, but I'm just kind of stingy, especially with the stuff going on right now. Money's a little tight, so I'll replace them eventually one of these days with just a brand new set of them. Let's talk the little flathead one. I like is perfect. I wish all the handles were this size, but unfortunately most of them are about the size of the number 2 Phillips. The number 2 Phillips, some of the other coworkers and some of the other guys I know have bigger hands. They have like size 10, 10 and a half. Some even have size 11 hands, and they love the Wiha. As an 8.5, I don't really like it as much as say the Wera. But in terms of insulated screwdriver set, guys, like this is one of the best you can buy for as much money as it costs. And honestly, if you're gonna do any type of this kind of work regularly or periodically, like once a week, guys, just go buy a Wiha set. Take my advice, you'll never regret it. Even like me, in terms of the smaller hands, even if I had to use it every single day, I'd be okay with that. So quality of the tips have been amazing. Guys, I've had these 5 years and they've been amazing. I love them. I give them a 5 out of 5. I just wish the handle was, like I said, just a little bit smaller like this one, but you know, you can't win every single battle, and my life depends on it. I'm still going to go back to these every single time. All right, guys, as a recap, I just recommend you getting the Klein 11-in-1. If you're going on a service call, you know it's going to answer 99% of what you need. As a maintenance tech, that's the one I carried on me every second, except for I had my number 2 for the Wera. It's just one of those, you know, it's going to answer almost everything you possibly can throw at it. It's going to answer. So in terms of just regular screwdrivers, though, if you have $80 to spend, get the Wiha, get the Wera set, guys. You'll love them. You'll never go back. I don't think you'll ever will anyway. Obviously, I'm a Wera fan. But if you're on a budget, get the Husky $20 set, guys. Use it for a year. Abuse it. Maybe it only lasts 3/4 of a year, but you're going to run into others. Coworkers going to have the Husky ones. They're going to have the Harbor Freight ones. They're going to have Lenox. They're going to have, who knows, cheap Ace Hardware, knockoff, whatever. Maybe they'll have some Stanley set or, you know, the new Walmart Heart stuff. I'd like to try that out. But I've got so many screwdrivers, guys, now at this point. I can't justify spending money unless, you know, my Wiha's or my Wera's break. Other ones I just don't need. So let me know, guys, which ones you like. You think I should, hey, you should just buy it because I think it's the best. You know, obviously I have a lot of Knipex too, and I'd like to own some Knipex, but I just can't justify spending the money on another set of screwdrivers. So anyways, guys, see you on the next video, and like, subscribe.